Getting dressed up all fancy. Gotta look good so I can show up at Rachel Hollis's door like, baby, come back! Rachel, I didn't know how good I had it with you. I didn't know how truly bad it could get before I had to start dealing with Jen Sincero.
I also really sucked at relationships. I'd always date these guys who were either unavailable, or a little bit crazy, or gay. When my plans of becoming an internationally famous rock star didn't pan out, I decided I'd try being a lesbian instead. Didn't pull that off either, and wrote my second book, The Straight Girl's Guide to Sleeping with Chicks.
The back of the book also says that she's drawn on personal experience and hundreds of interviews with
straight girls who have slept with lesbians, lesbians who have slept with straight girls who have slept with straight girls, and straight girls who have done both or neither.
How'd you find hundreds of these people and come across no bisexual girls?
Another thing that may take some by surprise is that it's possible to become attached, even if you're straight. Then, throughout the rest of the book, she talks about times that she's been emotionally attached to women that she's had sex with and ended up dating them and living with them and having them be her whole girlfriend. She says, if you're having hot sex with a chick on the regular basis, chances are very good that you're also connecting with her emotionally, which can totally screw up the free and easy, I'm not hungry, I'll just pick position we straight girls can go at it from. In fact, it's not at all uncommon for straight women to get into committed, monogamous relationships with other women.
My second book, The Straight Girl's Guide to Sleeping with Chicks.
I'd always date these guys who were either unavailable, or a little bit crazy.
Okay.
Rachel, at least you know what the words gay and straight mean, presumably. At least you know that gay men don't date women like Jen claims they do. And that straight women don't date other women like Jen claims that she does. At least you kept your dumb fuck opinions out of the LGBT community. At least you didn't get that cringy ally tattoo like your ex-husband did. I'm still gonna roast the fuck out of Dave's new book when it comes out this October because that shitty ass man cannot write his way out of a paper bag. But Rachel, I miss you. At least you stopped speaking at MLM conferences when COVID started. Meanwhile, Rachel's like over here with her cup like, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Rachel, come back. I'll wash my face for you. Jen, don't come back. You are not a badass. You are a homophobic creep who speaks at multi-level marketing conferences during COVID. Guys, I can't make this shit up anymore.
Get you some nuts.
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should pick up lesbianism.
Chicago. You guys asked for it.
What's up, my fellow small business supporters? I'm Savvy, and welcome back to Savvy Writes Books, the channel where we talk about books and business. You guys may remember that 2 months ago, I reviewed this monstrosity, The Straight Girl's Guide to Sleeping with Chicks by Jen Sincero, best-selling author of You Are a Badass. Here are some highlights from that review. Then she brings up probably one of the worst things I've ever read in my life when she says, I'd like to point out a special bonus prize the straight girl population might not be aware of. Because you're a chick dealing with other chicks, you have the Curious Straight Girls All-Access Backstage Pass. You automatically gain entry to saunas, group showers, dressing rooms, and a host of other intimate settings where women are not only off their guard, but naked. You have a coveted VIP pass. Don't waste it. Jen, I'm sorry, are you recommending public sexual harassment right now? For example, and this may sound bad, but in a straight relationship, most guys will put a little more pressure on you to have sex if you're being lazy about it. A girl will understand and just give you a cuddle. A few too many nights like this, and you're living with your best friend, not a girlfriend. Let's talk about this right here. She's saying that the fact that if you don't want to have sex, your girlfriend is likely to empathize with you and not pressure you into it and just do what you're okay with, that's a bad thing, and it's better to be with a man because men will pressure you into sex and that's somehow good. Since that review came out, multiple people have mailed me some of her books, including the You Are a Badass series, which is the most popular of her books, and I think like You Are a Badass at Making Money or something like that. So I'm planning to read and review those. For a long time I was thinking Jen Sincero is cringe, Jen Sincero is gushing with internalized homophobia, but at least Jen Sincero is not speaking at multi-level marketing conferences. Well, friends, That time has come to an end. Just over this past weekend, Jen spoke at a conference for a newer multi-level marketing company called ZYIA Active, which sells sportswear. It's a lot like the one I covered called SAVY, which really upset me because I'm savvy. You're not savvy, I'm savvy. And speaking of the fact that I'm savvy, if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe because every Monday and Friday I put out new videos. Also, please don't forget to check out the second channel, Your Morning Guru, which is linked in the description below, where every single day at 8 a.m. Central, my friend and I stream on our second channel where we live the lives of business gurus. We try out their morning routines. We see what they're doing. We look into the spaces of health and wellness and online influence, business coaches. Maybe we'll do Jen Sincero one week. You know what? We need to do Jen Sincero one week. I'm added her to this list. So this past weekend on August 28th, 2021, ZYIA had its conference at the Grand America Hotel in Salt Lake City, Utah. And this wasn't a good look for many, many reasons, all of which we are going to delve into right now. Let's talk about what is ZYIA. What is this new company, ZYIA? So here we are over on the anti-MLM subreddit where someone says, saw a new MLM today in the wild, ZYIA Activewear. In this post, the person says, where are my activewear lovers? So I was recently introduced to ZYIA Activewear. Such cute workout clothes at totally affordable prices with great quality. I'm hosting an online party. The leggings have pockets, bitch. That's not fair. Why do your leggings get to have pockets? If anyone has good brands for small businesses without MLM structures that have leggings with pockets, link it in the description below because I got a lot of stuff to fit in my pockets when I go to the gym. So this Reddit post then talked about ZYIA a little bit. People on anti-MLM subreddit started talking a little bit about it. I took a look over here on their join page. Join ZYIA Active. As a representative for ZYIA, you get all the perks of a successful job without having to clock in or report to a boss. Oh my god, stereotypical MLM speak. Every MLM that's like, we're not like other MLMs, we're a cool MLM. Every single one uses all the stereotypical speak. You don't have to have a boss. You don't have to clock in. Okay, and I also don't have to get paid for my work? Amazing. You are part of the ZYIA story and are part of the ZYIA family. If a corporation ever calls itself your family, run for the fucking hills. That is what we call a cult. You are also in charge of your own business. Oh my god, really? I get to set all the prices myself? I get to source the products myself? If I decide that I don't think the material is high enough quality for my customers, I can find something different? Is that what you're saying? Or like if I'm running my own store that like I could sell it from any store where I want to and oh, it's not my own business, is it? It's your business. I get to choose who I work with and when I work. That's amazing! Where else could I possibly do that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe starting my own company. Chewy's barking in the background because he hates MLMs too. He's like, my mom runs her own business, thank you. She doesn't report to a boss. She chooses where to work and she also creates her own products. Forever Home Friends, link to the description below if you like Chewy. Chewy's one of the characters featured in Forever Home Friends, my book series based on real rescue dogs with matching plushies and toys and other merch. Check it out. At ZYIA Active, we believe you have to work for what you want. Just replace ZYIA Active with the capitalist machine. At ZYIA, we also believe that work should be fun and immensely rewarding. ZYIA has represented, share, and promote the ZYIA product line. We also wanted to help somebody who is brand new to this type of business to be successful. That translates to, we wanted people who have never done an MLM before to join this company because they're easier to manipulate. We made it simple and based on teamwork. When somebody new comes into the business, their sponsor wants to help and train them to be successful. Sponsor, that's a code word for upline, as in a person who is making commission off of the sales that you make. Is that sustainable for more than a couple of levels before you run out of the population of the entire earth, let alone the very small percentage of the population of people who want to spend their entire life selling leggings? The benefits of joining ZYIA. Income. Well, I searched far and wide and there is no income disclosure for this company, so I'm gonna need a source on income to know if people are actually making income. ZYIA representative qualifications. Oh look, personal volume. You have to have a personal volume in order to earn commission. You have to have a personal volume. Oh, and then to make it to a new level, you have to have a group volume. Oh wow, you have to have a group, you have to have a team of people under you, you have to recruit people into this, you can't just sell the products on your own. Oh my god. I love how up here they were like, this is based on something simple. We wanted to help someone who's brand new. We made it simple and based on teamwork. Sorry, is this simple? Does this look simple to you? I don't know. What I think is simple is when I sell a product, the money that I make on that product goes into my bank account. Then, when it's tax season, I send my spreadsheets over to my accountant. And then she tells me how much I owe to the state. I think that's pretty simple. I don't know what the fuck this is. You know what's even simpler? W-2 employment. When you go to work and then you get a paycheck every 2 weeks. What the fuck is this? Someone's gonna come at me like, you don't understand it. You're only trying to bash what you don't understand. I don't understand what happens in the afterlife either, but I don't particularly want to be dead. As I mentioned, I searched far and wide for an income disclosure statement for ZYIA, and there isn't one. It doesn't exist. And then on this website called Sassy Direct, which I was on a second ago, which seems to be, I don't know, a website about direct sales or something. I can't figure this fucker out. But it's like, why isn't there a ZYIA income disclosure statement? Simple, we're too young. This company's only been around since February 2017. February 2017, that's older than my business. My business has only been around since August 2017. So ZYIA is older than my business is. That's more than 4 years old. There simply isn't enough data, nor does the Direct Selling Association require it at this time. It's like, we don't have an income disclosure statement because no one's making us. You want to make me? You want an income disclosure statement? Make me, bitch. That's what ZYIA's saying right here. How much commission do you make with ZYIA? I know you're still curious about this. I can't give you a range or anything. That's highly dependent on how much you work. Is how much you work code for how many people you recruit, or is it literally just how many pairs of leggings you sell? Because it doesn't matter. If there's an incentive to recruit other people to sell the same leggings, you're gonna compete for the same customer base. And I have had people say things to me before like, well, in some MLMs there's a culture where it's not kind to try to steal other people's customers. And I'm like, great, keep being respectful of each other. That doesn't mean though that you're gonna be able to find new customers when everybody else in your territory is competing for those same customers. The business model doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. ZYIA commission is made from every sale that goes through your rep website. The more you sell, the more you make. Some people choose to do parties both online and in person. I was like, let's look up how much it costs to actually join ZYIA. How much is a starter kit? $295 and remains that price regardless of the 5 items that are included in the kit. You cannot join ZYIA unless you pay almost $300 to join. The only thing I'll give them kudos for is not ending it in a 7. That's a business guru move. End everything in a 7. They ended it in a 5. That was a bold move of you, ZYIA.
How much QV and CV do I receive on my starter kit? You don't receive CV on your starter kit, just QV. $50 of the starter kit are your business materials on which you don't receive QV. You do receive $145 QV on the 5 products that come in your kit. Then once you redeem your $100 gift card, you receive the QV.
Wow, what a simple and straightforward business model. Nothing convoluted or weird about this at all. So basically, ZYIA Active is yet another multi-level marketing company. It's no different than the other ones. It looks pretty dumb. I have no interest in joining this kind of company. So I have always had a real problem with self-help gurus or business gurus who speak at multi-level marketing type of conventions or meetups or festivals or things like that. Because here's why. When you are a self-help guru or when you're a business guru, people often find your work, your books, your courses, your coaching, whatever, when they're in a vulnerable state. Most people who feel like everything in their life is going perfect aren't seeking out self-help. They're either seeking out therapy or they're just kind of living their life. Generally, and not always, I read a fuck ton of self-help books, and it's because people like to watch me review them on YouTube. But for the most part, people don't seek out self-help unless they have something that they feel like they really need to work on in their life. As a result, it's easy to get emotionally invested in a self-help guru who tries intentionally to make themselves seem relatable to you and then later goes on TikTok and says, what makes you think I want to be relatable? It's very easy to get emotionally invested and form a parasocial relationship with this type of person. And once they give you some advice that makes you feel better about your life or makes you feel motivated, then it's very easy listening to the rest of their advice and assume they know what they're talking about on all types of topics. So then when they turn around and they go speak at a multi-level marketing convention and you're like, oh, this person is successful in business, this person's doing well for themselves financially, this person helped me out with finances, you know what? Maybe there's something to this multi-level marketing thing. If they're willing to speak here, they wouldn't lie about this. Yes, they would. They're just trying to get paid, okay? And Jen Sincero recently went and spoke at the ZYIA conference. Now, the fact that ZYIA even had a summit, I believe that's what it was called, a summit, the fact that ZYIA even had a summit was not a very good look. And here's why.
Nevada was, at the time, approaching what would become the peak of a case surge from the Delta variant, with over 1,000 new confirmed cases every day and an estimated 7,000 infections every day based on data analysis of how many cases were likely to have gone untested. Let me explain this another way. Every recruit Delta makes recruits 8 other people. It is doing the work in personal development. Let's go! Breakthrough cases are expected, especially with a virus as insidiously infectious as the Delta variant. However, just based on the current numbers here in Utah right now, you are 4.9 times more likely to test positive for COVID-19 if you are unvaccinated. You are 5.6 times more likely to be hospitalized with COVID-19, and you are 6.1 times more likely to die from COVID-19 if you are unvaccinated. Thankfully, though, Paparazzi did do the responsible thing and required documentation of full vaccination at least 14 days before the convention. I'm just kidding. There was no such requirement.
This is actually a very sad story. Recently, the multi-level marketing company Paparazzi, the one that's known for selling the $5 jewelry, held their own large convention, and since then, more and more cases of COVID have been popping up. Now, why in these specific events has COVID been popping up the most? I have some ideas about that we can discuss. However, I think it's very important that we take, if you guys aren't already taking COVID seriously, you need to take it seriously. You need to get your ass vaccinated. Like, I'm serious. I have no patience for people who are not getting their ass vaccinated anymore, okay? Get your ass vaccinated. Now, if someone's going to come in my comments and say, Savvy, I can't get vaccinated because I have an immunocompromised position and my doctor said it's not safe for me to get the vaccine, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people who are healthy and can do it, and there would be no negative effect on them if they did it, and they're just not. Like, those people are putting you at risk. We're on the subreddit COVID ate my face. So another Paparazzi jewelry convention COVID case. So here we go. Okay, we're gonna do this today. Update time. As most know, I fell ill coming home from the convention on August 8th. Definitely COVID positive, double pneumonia. Today we have to make sure I don't have any blood clots in my lungs. No, I was not vaccinated. I am currently living on 3 liters of oxygen and under excellent care at home. There's no way I would have survived without my husband and daughter and all the blessings and prayers from all. Paparazzi will wait for me. Since return, we have lost and have many fallen ill, fellow sisters and brothers of ours. Now here's a post from r/anti-MLM that says, I got blocked by the Paparazzi Instagram account after calling them out on their Superspreader convention. A former colleague went to this and brought her 2-year-old. Both she and the toddler now have COVID pretty badly. Just insane. This person says, I love the story where they showed a video of one Hun saying she knew about COVID, but claimed she wore her mask the whole time, which was then followed by several pics of her not wearing one at all. Imagine getting sick because you went to a cheap jewelry convention. Now let's take a look at this other post from COVID ate my face that says more from the Paparazzi MLM jewelry conference. The death toll is climbing. People have died of COVID that they probably caught at this conference. So this person says, late uploads. People ask me if I regret going to Vegas for Paparazzi Accessories yearly convention since I got COVID for the 2nd time. And my answer is no regrets at all. I knew the risks, but I also knew that I was supposed to be there. Period. That convention changed my mindset tremendously, and everyone that I met and listened to that week, well, they are just amazing. So many people aren't even wearing masks in this. That's, wow. An indoor convention with unvaccinated people. Now, whether this is due to MLM companies being more likely to push pseudo-scientific medical solutions like essential oils and positive thinking above things like vaccines, or if this is due to places like Las Vegas or Utah having more COVID cases than usual right now, these conferences, especially due to the fact that they've been indoors and often not requiring masks or proof of vaccination, these conferences have been dangerous. So I decided to take a look at how these places are doing in the month of August with COVID right now and compare it to where I am right now in Chicago. So in Chicago, COVID seemed to be doing a little better as people were getting vaccinated. And so, you know, I started going back out in public and doing things again, not until after vaccination, of course. Now I'm starting to do things less because COVID stuff is on the rise and the Delta variant is coming out, and Chicago has mask mandates in place again for public places. So it's like, if I have to go to the grocery store, I put my mask back on. I've basically stopped going to the gym at this point and I've been working out at home exclusively, and I've been not making as many gains. COVID's eating my gains. I don't like that. But my point is, here we are starting to have people wear masks again and starting to push people. You need to get vaccinated if you haven't. A lot of stuff is not as safe here as it used to be in the city starting to take action. So I took a look in Chicago how things are right now, and this is all according to statistics from Google. As of the week that I'm filming this, the weekly average for new COVID cases has been about 1,000. Now, if we take a look in Las Vegas, the 7-day weekly new COVID cases average has been about 700. So that's for the Paparazzi conference. So it seems on the surface that it's worse in Chicago. However, we haven't taken into account that this is not just the number of raw cases, this is per capita. So the population of Cook County, Illinois, where Chicago is 5.15 million. Now, I took a look at Salt Lake City, Utah, which is where this recent ZYIA activewear conference took place. And this week's average of new COVID cases is 421, which again, on the surface looks like it's the least of the 3 cities I've compared so far. However, when you look at the county of Salt Lake County, Utah, which is where Salt Lake City is located, there are only 1.16 million people there. So it's about a fifth as big as Chicago, yet has almost half as many COVID cases, new cases each week, if that makes sense. So the fact is, while Chicago, I'm not saying we're doing super great here, but we have our mask mandates back in place. Things like that are happening. Big indoor events aren't happening as much anymore. Now I want to give a quick shout out to the Instagram page, the MLM Boss Babe. The phrase, the MLM boss babe, in her username is ironic. It's not, she's not an actual MLM boss babe. She is anti-MLM and is spreading anti-MLM information on Instagram. So shout out to that Instagram account where I got a lot of this information that originally tipped me off to this. I'm going to show everything from that right now. So a couple days ago, I learned that Jen Sincero, author of The Straight Girl's Guide to Sleeping with Chicks, this disgusting book that promotes public sexual harassment and is responsible for probably a large percentage of LGBT community infighting by pitting straight women, bisexual women, and lesbians all against each other and feeding into the straight male fantasy of watching 2 girls together. Like, read this, but I'll link my review. It's disgusting. So Jen Sincero just spoke at the ZYIA MLM convention. I saw this the other day, and then I went on Jen Sincero's Instagram, and suddenly everything about it disappeared. So this is Jen Sincero's Instagram. I do not see a single post about this conference, so I thought maybe I'd had some weird fever dream that she spoke at this conference. But then I saw the screenshots. So this is the screenshot from the MLM Boss Baby. We can see there's Jen Sincero's face right there. Also, we see 0 masks on any faces. Oh, wait, no, that's not true. That lady up front, shout out to the lady up front who's wearing a mask. So here we go. Jen Sincero said, "Thank you to ZYIA Active for inviting me to speak to your tear-jerkingly amazing peeps. I had such a blast and it felt so good to be out in this world surrounded by badasses again. Oh, how I've missed y'all." So I took this screenshot and then I couldn't find it today. So I was like, was this photoshopped? Did I not really see this? What happened? Did she really speak there? Or did she delete this? What happened? Then I went and searched for these hashtags such as "you are a badass," and I searched by the location of the hotel where this was held, and I found that yes, she absolutely did speak there. There are other people's photos of this still up. For example, here's someone's post right here that says, "Have you ever had the opportunity to read the Badass series by Jen Sincero? They have been some of my all-time favorite books to read, so much so that I have my team members read at least one of them. Today I got to listen to her speak for an hour. I love her even more now." And then here's a picture of Jen sitting on the stage ready to talk where it says, "Listening to Jen Sincero talk about being a badass. Do something that scares the crap out of you. Get out of your comfort zone, familiarity zone, and to get out of a rut." So basically, this is Jen Sincero being like, get out of your comfort zone. Do something that scares you. Does it scare you the fact that you might lose a ton of money in an MLM company, go into crippling debt, and alienate all your friends and family while you potentially fall for a cult? Does that scare you? That means you should be doing it. It's not like I was paid to say that. Fuck Jen Sincero. Look, there's Jen Sincero being like, here's how I, as a straight girl, approach other women with my hands and mouth like this. And this is a screenshot I took from the MLM Boss Babe's Instagram story. ZYIA Active sells workout attire. Do they know they will probably sell less workout clothes when people can't exercise anymore because they have severe permanent lung damage from the COVID they're contracting? Guys, I don't know how much longer I can take it. I don't know how much longer I can take it before we have to... I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. I feel like this book and I have more to accomplish with it first. I feel like our journey isn't done. Jen's like, step outside your comfort zone. Are you uncomfortable with spending $300 on a starter kit for something that you might not sell anything of because no one actually wants it? That makes you uncomfortable? Yeah, that means you should do it. You know what makes a lot of women uncomfortable? When I stare at them naked in the locker room. That makes them uncomfortable, but that means that they need to step outside their comfort zone and have sex with me, who identifies as a straight woman. Literally, that's the shit Jen says. Now I found this other self-help author called Judy Holler, who has a new self-help book out, which is called Fear is My Homeboy. It's called Fear is My Homeboy. Why are all of these book titles so fucking cringe I could die? Anyway, so Judy says, well, yesterday was one for the history books. I gotta share the keynote stage at ZYIA Active with one of my personal heroes, Jen Sincero, and what made it extra serendipitous is the fact that I not only got to hand her a copy of my book, Fear is My Homeboy, but I also got to tell her the story of how she said to me 5 years ago, set it all in motion. Clip notes, 5 years ago I went to a You Are a Badass book signing in my town and told Jen about my personal mantra, Fear is my homeboy, to which she said, ooh, that's so good, I may have to steal that one. Then last week, Jen's team said she wanted to have coffee with me yesterday morning, and we did. She had eggs, I had an oat milk cappuccino, and we sat on the same couch as peers talking about living a badass, brave life. I can't even. I'm still spinning at the manifestation of it all. Y'all, if manifestation works, why does your morning guru still not have an Audible sponsorship? We're talking every day about all the books we listen to on Audible, and they're still not sponsoring our ass. Manifestation doesn't work. I'm trying to put this shit out in the universe. Guys, let me know if I need to read and review Fear is My Homeboy. So Jen Sincero is not only a homophobic creep, she's also an MLM company apologist. She's out there spreading the good word to go spread the MLMs to go spread COVID to each other. So right now I'm still working on reading the You Are a Badass series. I will have reviews for those ready soon, but simultaneously I'm working on the new Deep Dave on Dave Rubin. So I'm reading his shitty book and I'm reading Jen Sincero's shitty book. And I'm reading Ben Shapiro's shitty books. Ben Shapiro, Jen Sincero. Say that 25 times fast. And then you'll manifest both of them appearing in your mirror late at night trying to tell you to manifest some wet ass P word that you may or may not be truly attracted to depending on if you're straight. Guys, I need to be done. My soul is leaving my body every time Jen Sincero comes back into my life. I will see you guys all again on Monday. In the meantime, please don't forget to support small businesses. Check out all the links in the description below. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Have a fantastic start to your weekend. Bye, friends.
Hit you some nuts.
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should take up lesbianism.
Chicago. You guys asked for it.